everyone, it's Erika. Welcome to your September post-eclipse oracle reading. I'm going to do two chickens in this flock and two chickens in the other flock, and then go to the card decks from chickens from before. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Goodbye, everybody here. Okay, so we got Ria again. I think we got her last week, and that has to do with the truth coming to the surface and kind of justice coming to light. So somebody who was framed or accused, falsely accused, or a target of an attack, and then always the attacker makes it look like the opposite, and the truth is going to come to the surface. So we got her last time, so maybe that's still the theme of the eclipse here going on, but really kind of truth surfacing and people getting their names cleared. And then after that we had Leita got half, and then Singa got the other half. And Leita has to do with different layers of energy. So there's different layers of reality, there's different layers within our own energy system, there's different layers to our mind and to consciousness. And often they conflict with each other, like one layer will conflict with another one, and it's like we need to find, kind of set our layers and understand the different layers that are going on, and find a compromise where we can have the energy of one layer, but we don't have to act from that layer. So maybe there's one layer where we're in survival, but then we have another layer of ego that we play. Often with psychism, I'll be looking at something, but I can't do anything about it because this is information that is just for me. So I set my energy with that information, but I don't work with that consciously. I work with it subconsciously, superconsciously, and then I work ego to ego, So, but there's many different things. I mean, often, it's like we can have a layer of, maybe we're angry with something, but then, it's like, okay, we have that false smile. I saw this funny post of Marilyn Monroe, and she said, oh, let me say hi to all my haters, and she's waving, and then she's like, hi, cunts, And it's funny because it's like, okay, she has that very legitimate, like, people are mean to her, but at the same time, she's going to be nice. But she's not going to not acknowledge the fact that people are being mean, I was laughing about it because I do the same a lot. People are very mean to me sometimes, like groups, there's jealous women or, just all sorts of drama that goes on, And I just completely ignore the drama and pretend like I don't see it. And I'm just really kind and Miss Wonderful to everybody. But, I might not like this person, but I'm going to be really nice and respectful to that person. So it's like this leita, and just realizing what is the best energy level to be playing from. And then Singa was the one that got my cat Dao Songduong, two star. Singa was the one who got the final one, the final piece of lettuce, or she took the other half. And so because this was one piece of lettuce that they shared, we have the leita with with Singa, and Singa is about it's the magical lion. And so first of all, there's something about animal communication. It can be with real animals and just getting information from animals, getting messages from animals, being in tune with animals. That is one of it. But also, the other thing is that we all have animals within us. We all have animal totems. We all relate to the animals. And as we relate to the animals, we can relate to the animals with other people too. You might be dealing with a lion over there and a little deer over there, or you have your different animals. So really being able to both subconsciously, which means like through body language, through behavior, without words, be able to work with the animals, and also consciously. So you're going to be able to speak to the animal behavior of humanity. So you see something going on, and possibly, you need to address it in some way. Either subconsciously, you can do it like that if it's more comfortable. Again, go with your layers. What's more comfortable, what's more appropriate. But at the same time, if you need to communicate something consciously that is uncomfortable, or you have to, really confront an animal, what I usually do is I really wait for an opportunity. I have it clearly in my head what is going on and what needs to be addressed, but I wait for the opportunity, and there's always a moment, a perfect moment, where something gets set up, and that's my opportunity, and that's when I take it. I don't try and say it I don't just try and say something, but I wait for my moment, and again, that is very animal nature, where you wait for your moment. That's how the predator and prey thing goes on. Often they wait for their moment. So okay, so that's this flock, and then I'm gonna go do another reading down there. 1 minute. Hey, you guys, what's wrong? You guys can see this okay. Alright, here. Okay, that's Kalapati. Okay. And Nachi. Okay. So Halapati is the Filipino word for dove. So she's named after a dove. I'll read. And the dove, it has to do with peace, but it also has to do with peacemaking. So I guess that's a focus or a theme here with with the Laika of the last flock, and then kind of working with the animals. The focus is the peacemaking. So we really need to maybe speak for peace. Doves can even mean a person who would like reconciliation. So to come to an agreement on something, to come to understanding with another. And then, of course, it just means even having peace yourself. What makes you peaceful? How can you create a space and an environment of peace for yourself? And often it does have to do with maybe expressing our emotions and expressing our feelings, and whether people accept that or not, well, we need to try, so it has to do with keeping the intention of peacemaking with the working with animals and layers and setting ourselves up for a conversation. But we already have something coming to the surface, truth coming to the surface, our name being cleared. But often, with that, we do need to speak, because if we don't speak, nobody understands. So speech is important. And then who got it after that? Oh, Nachi. And Nachi has to do with outgrowing something, becoming too big for something. And often, when we do have spiritual growth, or when we do have self-empowerment, or when there is a change in our life, people do change. People change their relationships. They change their comfort level. They change, everything changes when we have spiritual growth. And then we have to, fit. We kind of change our patterns, and then we have a new fit in the world, So with evolution, with the Fibonacci series, it's about building on the past, but becoming greater. And then when at some point it creates a spiral, So at some point it becomes too much for the pattern that it's creating. So then it has to shift and change in a new direction. So there is some growth going on, and some shift and change in our lives, and often we need to talk to people about that. Are you with me, or can you come with me? Are you gonna join me in this next path? Maybe somebody needs to take another divergent path, or people are on board and they come with you. But if they come with you, they also have to change. They also have to change their patterns, and they also have to change their direction. So often when we become empowered in our lives, and we have a spiritual growth, the relationship becomes stronger and better if it makes it through it. It's like you grow together and you work through things together. So then it becomes even stronger bond and a more beautiful relationship. But there is some communication that is going to be required. But again, set your layers and wait for your opportunity. So, okay, and now I'm going to go do the card reading for the rest of it, and I'll be right back.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm back for the card portion of the reading, and I'm going to draw one Tree Magic Gillian Kemp deck to ground the reading, and then I'm going to draw two chicken cards, one for what's healing and improving, and one overall message. And I did want to mention too with Halapati, when I just did the other reading, I did mention briefly that that's the name in Filipino, and there's always a cultural significance when I name them from another culture. So just a few things about the Philippines. They have tons of islands all over the place, and so there's like a lot of diversity and individuality, and also it's the largest diaspora, like one of the largest diasporas, where people go from the Philippines, all over the world and have moved out. So so there's something about moving cultures, or maybe traveling or of some sort, or transitioning, really, of the home too, because it is diaspora. So, but anyway, those might have some application to you personally for the reading also, with your finding of peace. I don't know much about the Philippines because I haven't been there before, but I have to say, it is true. I've met a few different Filipino. Actually, I've met many, and there's like two extremes. Like sometimes they're totally crazy. I've had a lot of problems with Filipinos, more so with the women than the men. But then, on the other end of the extreme, I've met the sweetest people, the number one sweetest people also from the Philippines. So there's like this extremes, or a lot of diversity, like I said. So they have everything in the spectrum. Okay, so this is what's healing, and our overall message card. Okay, so right away we start out with number 28, the date tree, and it's a granted wish, and it says, enlightenment discovered through knowledge will free you from doubt. So this is really about gaining self-confidence, because when we free ourselves from doubt, we gain that self-confidence to really do what we need to do. So there's enlightenment, seeing things differently, and gaining knowledge, some information really strengthens us. A lot of times when we find out knowledge, we really become empowered, and we're able to break through limiting beliefs or our self-doubt. So there's a shift with our orientation to the world, where we become more empowered and we are able to get what we want. Number 28 has to do with death and rebirth in the physical world, and relating to people as they are, and finding our orientation and our position relative to other people, and just accepting that and being okay with that, whatever that might be. And it's hard, usually. Hello. So the whole reading was done, and then apparently I ran out of time on my chip, so you guys didn't get to hear it. So all right. So what I was saying, I just looked at this. Apparently, this shut off around the date, and so reminds me of an oasis, where all of a sudden you get what you need, and you get the nourishment you need when you're in the desert, and you're provided for. So I'm not sure, because I just checked the very ending, but anyway, I noticed this was 2 and 8, and this is 8 in the physical position, exactly the same, and then the 2, which is in fire, in action, and this is here in relationship. So fire, action, relationship. We have this orientation to people, where we're able to get our needs met, and we ask for our needs to be met, and we're able to figure out a way to feel happy with our relations, and make the changes we need to make. So then I talked about, so this is Zodi, this is what's improving, and we have the death and rebirth, and the crows have been going off for a couple days now. And I was talking about how we have this like new leg of our journey. This has to do with our soul contract, our personal contract, with why we're here, our purpose in life, and the people we're meant to be with. A lot of times people, come and go in our lives, and they're meant to be in our lives just a little bit, and they're meant to be with us during a certain time. But the contract doesn't last forever, and then sometimes the contracts are, long contracts, and people are in our intimate sphere, and they go through all the changes with us in our lives. But so we have this kind of our soul contract here. We have this new leg of our journey, and then I talked about I forgot to tell you guys about very unusual this morning. I had 2 chickens that got an injured leg. The first one was Patient Sabai, and she got her leg caught and was hanging by her leg. It wasn't broken, but it's badly sprained and swollen. And so Patient Sabai has to do with just having patience for the energy to really come in and really make the magical changes in our lives. So we need to hold the space, hold our focus on something, hold our attention on something, and allow the energy to channel through us, and eventually there's a miracle that happens. That's how I do my miracle touch body work. Is I hold my attention and my focus on something, and I relax, and I just hold that for a while, and I allow the energy to flow through me, and then there's heat and pulse, and then a miracle occurs, and then people have miracle healing. And so I find this, you can do this with anything in life. You can hold your attention and focus on something, and you just hold your attention and focus on it, and you relax, and you have patience, and you just hold the space, hold it there, and eventually there is a miracle and there is a healing that occurs. So then I had I went to the incubator. I have some babies hatching, and one of the babies had come out and her leg caught, or his, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, and so again, it was the exact same thing. I mean, this is not an everyday occurrence, and this happened I found 2 chickens like this today. It's just so weird. And so again, this little baby's leg is not broken, but it's badly sprained and swollen. And so it's going to take some time on this new leg of the journey. The baby just comes out of the egg, and now it's going to take some extra time to get its little life going. So, and same with patience sabai, we have to make space for this healing. And then I was saying also, I did notice when I did the chicken oracle, and I do apologize for the screen was foggy. I noticed that. I thought it was, but I just saw how bad it was. But anyway, that's my camera for you. And but I did notice when I did the reading, Pie, my chicken Pie, was limping, and she had gotten attacked by a dog a while back, and so she always has a limp, but usually it gets better, and I don't know what happened, but she's limping on it more today, so I'm not sure what's going on. But Pie has to do, well, it represents the circle. It's the ratio for the circle, and the circle, like I said, it represents the woman, the feminine, and the woman, the mind of a woman, the womb, but also the feminine energy that you can find in a man. It also has to do with anything circle, which could be, the circle of life, or, we have all this death and rebirth, and we have the crows going off, and in the physical world, death and rebirth. So it could be circle of life. Also could be circle of community, could be the earth. There's, anything circle. So, we need to have patience, and it's not going to, whatever we're working on, whatever this new leg of the journey is, it's not going to be instant. We need to have patience and keep our focus and attention on it, and allow the healing energy to come in and be miraculous for us, because it's a sure bet every time you put your focus and your attention on it and allow the energy. You have to really image the energy and know that it's coming through you and it's working, and know that it's doing this. You're allowing the vehicle to happen through you, and it will happen. You will get that miracle. It happens every time. So so this is what's improving and getting better, but it's going to take some time, so just have patience. We get out of the egg, we hatch, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, so then our overall message card is Artika Waindata, which again, she had to have patience when she was going through a hard time. She was born, and she was getting picked on by all the other chickens. This was when she was in my neighbor's flock, and she was badly attacked, always picked on, and then he separated her, so she was all by herself, and she just sat there and cried, and I couldn't stand it. All I could hear is this little chicken crying, so I begged him to give her to me, and, at first he was like, no, and I just asked 2 or 3 times. I was like, I really can't take this little baby crying all the time, and she can join my flock. I'll even pay you for her or whatever, and then he gave her to me for free. But, she came into my flock, and she was immediately over all of her trauma and all of her issues. I thought because she used to be picked on, she'd be afraid of my chickens or something, but I got her in the evening, and all my chickens were like in their little, they'd have like their little piles of chicken. My chickens would sleep in a pile of chickens. They like to sleep together and cuddle with each other. And this chicken just went right into them and like buried herself in the middle. And she just always got along with everybody. Perfect. And just right away she got this big group hug from all my chickens, and she was accepted right away. And then she was a happy little chickie for the rest of her life. So again, and the data of her name, Erika Wyandotte, has to do with being in the Arctic, being in the cold, being in a tough situation. Okay, we got some big project, we have something new we're starting, and it's going to be tough. There's a lot that goes into it. But with the focus, the data, that's a dot, focus, and the wine, and just keeping your emotions and your heart energy up, and your emotions in balance, and with that like neutrality, and keeping it, just knowing, having that confidence. Again, with this card, having the confidence that everything is going to work out. We hold the space, and we hold our attention, we hold the focus, and this is the card of dominion. We get it. Eventually it happens. We do have the miracle that occurs. So our wish will be granted, but I just because of these weird events today, and the reason it was interesting how I linked it, because I happened to mention the leg of the journey, and then it just reminded me about the chickens with their legs today, the weird leg situation of the day. So we do have we have to have patience with the healing process, with this leg of the journey, and we need to find our standing. We need to be able to ground and find our standing, find our bearings with things. And we are having this death and rebirth, but then having the patience and holding the focus and the attention, and we will get what we want. So this is the getting out of jail card too. So she was being picked on, and she was in jail. Things were not great for her, but then eventually she got everything she wanted. So it ended up a wonderful life for Erika Wyandotte. So again, it says, enlightenment discovered through knowledge will free you from doubt. Number 28, the date tree. A wish granted, or a granted wish. So anyway, I hope everybody got what they needed out of this. I hope everybody had a great eclipse. It's still going to be working its energy. We have the this death and rebirth with the eclipse too in the physical world, and things are changing. But just have patience, and take things slow, be relaxed, one thing at a time, and things will work out. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me, and I am available for private readings. If you would like a private reading, you can contact me at the email below, and I will see you all later. Take care.